Hello and welcome to Ginger Man. This morning I find myself in a place called Penicuik, right in amongst the Pentland Hills in the Lothians. It is a cold morning, there's a little bit of mist rolling off the Pentlands, so I am a little bit excited to get exploring because I don't know anything about this place. So, Penicuik, show me what you got. Peace.
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home. Ginger Man with a can is here to make your day. Ginger Man with a can, I'd like to hear you say today.
I don't know if you can see them, but the Pentlands are up there and the mist's coming off them. Well, there's a wee sneaky bit of Pentlands there. So it looks like we're right in amongst them. We certainly came up some hills to get here anyway, already. I'm liking this place just based on this chippy name. They've used the name Penicuik and they've called their restaurant the Penicuik. I think I've just found my new favourite place name, Auchendinny. I'm liking all the words. It's a morning for words, alright? So here we go. This is Penicuik on a cold Saturday morning in November. Okay, what have we got here? So this is Shotstown Miners Welfare and Social Club. Right, so I'm going to say this is the Penicuik High Street right here. Look at that. That's a big yes, like. It's a big yes from that house in Penicuik. Right. The Roadhouse, that's like the film. And we've got the tower clock right here. I love a tower clock, right, because if you're ever confused where a town centre is, if they've got a tower clock, you'll never be confused. Right there. And it tells you the time. Takeaways are dominating here in Penicuik. You've got the Penicuik and you've got the tower takeaway. And there's the famous Penicuik Roadhouse. Right, I'm not entirely sure which direction to go here. I'm going to get my phone out in a wee bit because I'll just be chatting shit otherwise. I don't know much, or when I say much, I don't know anything about Penicuik. I thought it was a lot smaller than it is. This is my first surprise of the day, is the size of it. It's way bigger. I thought it was going to be like maybe a Curry or a Balerno, but nah. It's like Curry and Balerno combined. Let's see what we got. I want to go to where the views of the Pentlands are. Okay, first impressions. We've got a cone, spare tyre. Tell you what, the Pullman planters could help you out in here. It's a nice wee space nonetheless. It just needs a little bit of TLC. Right-o. This seems to be like the big central park for the people of Penicuik. What we've got here, this is football stadium. So aye, Penicuik FC. This looks like at least a junior setup here, taking it serious. And it's a Saturday, so they might be playing today. So you know the score. I'm a Penicuik fan today. I'm assuming they're called Penicuik. They might have a fancy name They might have some other fancy name like Pentland Rovers or something. Talking of the Pentlands, well, we're actually at such quite a high level. You can see the peaks. You can see the peaks of the Pentlands. Yeah, this is a massive park. We've got loads of football pitches, we've got rugby pitches, we've got a skate park. Right, it says up there Penicuik Athletic FC, so it is Penicuik. What's hilarious though is look, they fenced off the walk from the changing rooms to this wee bit, but they can't because this is a public access, so they've got to walk in amongst the public at this wee bit, but then they're back behind the fence. Serious team Penicuik. I wonder what level they're playing at. It's interesting, I'll need to check it out. I hope they win today now that I've been here. Look, we've got something to learn. The area of the park, known as the Garden Park, was used for growing vegetables and fruit for prisoners of war during the Napoleonic Wars. That's kind. Got prisoners of wars, but giving them a whole park to grow food from. Okay, so this whole thing follows the life of the park here, year by year. Key moments about the park. There's the maple, the children round the maple in Penicuik Park. I love this. This is nice. And this is it today, and it is getting a bit misty over the hills, so it might rain. And by rain I mean it's going to pish down heavy. So just as you come into the park, there's what looks like a wee burn running through, or potentially a lead for the mills that would have been here at some point. Beautiful little park here. I feel like this park has so much depth, so much layers to it in history. This is just the beginning, but it's a nice welcome to the area. There's a little burn. Where's the river? So I've got some facts. Penicuik, we are 10 miles south of Edinburgh. I'm happy with that. And it lies on the west bank on the River North Esk, near the Pentland Hills. That's a mad one to say. West bank on the River North Esk. Anyway, population between 17 and 18,000, so that's probably about 3 times the size I was expecting, but that's fine. And it is the largest town in Midlothian after Dalkeith. You could just say it's the second largest, but hey, there we go. I've not been to Dalkeith yet, but that is on my list. And of course, it's an expanding commuter town for Edinburgh, but that is evident everywhere around Edinburgh. I've learned is an expanding commuter town for Edinburgh. But I think what you get with Penicuik is it gets to feel like you're out in the hills. Because look, but it does have the feel of a mini little city here. This park feels like you're in Perth, like the size of it. And Perth is a city. So yeah, make of that as you will. Lowry's Den Circuit. The Craigie. I used to play football with a Craigie. What a player. Bugger. That's the biggest step I've ever tried to walk up. Aye, the Craigie looks really nice and fancy. Also has that sort of, I'm not going to say haunted, spooky feel, because listen, I don't know if it's haunted or spooky. I'm going to walk along here. Just look at this. There's a little trail along by the trees. I'm going out into the wild here, maybe to get the drone up. Where was I going with that? Aye, the Craigie. It's not haunted. It's not spooky. It just, to me, it feels like that a little. On this misty, magical morning in Penicuik. Wow, look at the Pentlands now. Look at this, they feel like there's a lot of effort going into their football team here. Look at this, they've even got a wee Ultras badge. That's hilarious. I'm not entirely sure what's the right direction to be going in here. Let's just wander back over this way. You could definitely feel that we're at higher elevation here, because it's a bit breezy and it's definitely a bit nippier than it was when I left this morning. And when I left this morning, it was dark. I'm glad that lassie was running for the bus there and she made it. It would appear that right there is the end of Penicuik up here. Just heads into the hills. So I bet that's a broad drive. And I've come up here and this looks like the big estate on the hill. The bus is going up that way. Does that mean I can go up that way and I'll get myself out? I'm getting flashbacks of Cumbernauld when I just started walking through housing estate after housing estate. I just power walked up that hill there. There you go. If you ever decide you want to move to Penicuik, you should probably know that living in Penicuik requires strong calves. The colours. There's always a point of the day where the light just shines perfectly on the autumn trees. We've gained some more elevation on the already elevation from driving here. I'm going along this way because I've seen this wee path along next to these trees and it just tickled my pickle. And it's on level ground so I can get my breath back. Okay, so I've got some history and heritage facts here. Founded around 1770s as a planned town built by Sir James Clerk. I just seen a Clerk Street, so that makes sense. James Clerk, planned. So not in the modern sense like Cumbernauld and Glenroth, it's a different type of planned, but we'll maybe look further into that. From Brythonic, Penicuik, Hill of the Cuckoo. That's interesting, I'll need to look into that. Historic industries, papermaking, agriculture and gunpowder manufacturing. The papermaking's interesting because obviously being so close to Edinburgh, that's where the printing magic was happening, I guess. So they're making paper here, they're printing the stories in Edinburgh and they're shipping them around to as many places in Scotland as they can to try and, I guess, unite people under a shared communication, I guess, an early version of that. Why? Is that a wee lady walking there? Anyway, where was I going? Penicuik House, there's an 18th century mansion, now a restored ruin with an estate. Right, that's good. So I've got some points of reference here. Paper mills, a ruined estate. Every so often you have just these little views, and then there's the Pentlands at the back of you. Really cool. This is a nice wee pleasant walk along here, and I'm getting protection from the rain, so it would seem. Right. Some woodland artwork in there. You know, if I was planning a town, for every street I'd have a strip of woodland walk next to it, and it's essential, you have to have it in a Gingerman planned town. Look at this. It looks magical this time of year, the woods. Right. However, the woods don't always last because I'm back out in the streets again. The weather, it's a thumbs down weather today. It's windy and wet. Probably not be able to get the drone up, so hey, we've been lucky this year, let me tell you, we've been so lucky. So I'm not gonna bash the weather. I'm not gonna lie, these streets around here have got quite like a magical feel around them. Like, this must be a beautiful place to live. Just with the hills looking over you like this, and there's so many trees around here. Aye, these are some really nice streets here. It's giving me this warm feel. I'm like almost at like the edge here, where the housing ends, and then it goes straight into the Pentlands. So I'm imagining at some point there'll be a walk into the Pentlands from here. This morning isn't the morning for it. This looks like a big long road of houses, and I'm going to have to head back this way until I find something interesting again. I'm starting to see how they've packed 18,000 people here though. I can confirm we are at the rear of Hunter's Hill, so that must be big Hunter's Hill up there. I've been to the Pentlands once in my life, when I went to the ski centre to explore in one of my earlier episodes, but that's it. And I have the Pentlands to explore. You know something? I'm making a statement now. For spring 2026, I'm going to do a Camp to Pentlands episode where I explore and camp in the Pentlands. And there we go. It's in. Amidst the streets, I have found this little pathway. Conditions are bogging, but that doesn't bother me because I'm going to explore. I might just chance a little bit of drone flight because you know, I'm like that. I'm a crazy drone flyer. All conditions me. But yeah, I think I seen a sign for the Culkin Glen, so I'm assuming there's walks that take you into the glen. I also seen a paper trail walk, so there's so many different hikes and trails to go on around here. I'm just on the first superficial level of Penicuik today, but obviously there's depth here, lots of it. I can hear the flowing water coming off the hill, and it's giving me the tingles, the morning tingles. What a cool adventurous place this is. We're going to get a big view of Hunter's Hill. When I think of Hunters, I think of the gladiator from the 90s, Hunter. I don't know why. I don't know why. There we go. It's going to open right up. It's pretty breezy. Oh dear. Look at this. All of a sudden, you're teleported into the Pentlands. I'm going to keep walking up a bit. In my head, there's a wee shelter up here. A beautiful little boffy type shelter. And I can just sit down, and there's a kettle and coffee, and I make a cup of tea. And listen, this is the walker's mirage I think I'm creating here. There's going to be none of that. I'm out here in the elements. Alright, a couple of sheep keeping warm. Oh, this is cute. Look at this. This is amazing. I think I might just hunker down in here and fly the drone. This is like a magical little spot. I've got little sheep pals there. I've got the water flowing. Aye, this is stunning. The wee bridge, wee surprise bridge. Or is it just, it's not even a bridge. It's just a look-off point. I just built a random lookout point here. I mean, it's even starting to chill out the weather so I can fly the drone. The perfect spot in Penicuik for flying your drone and having your breakfast piece. So, whilst I'm here, I just want to thank my patron legends, who without I would not be in this incredible spot at 8:30 in the morning in Penicuik, nor without Jamie Tate, who tipped my PayPal. You are a legend. All you guys are legends. I wouldn't have this smoked ham and mature cheddar sandwich for breakfast. Some Fridge Raiders chicken bites, a Smarties cupcake, and some Highland Spring strawberry water classic. Not from the Pentlands, from the Ochils, but you guys are all legends. Without you, I'd be starving. I'd be starving at home, lying in my bed, not be able to go anywhere, so thank you. You guys are the best. If you want to help me not be lying in my bed, cold, scared, probably naked, alone, then click the link below and join the Patreon and get involved. Thank you so much. Peace. Okay, so whilst I was flying, the rain never stopped. Actually, it got worse. I lost contact with the drone, but somehow it still flew back on its own. And then I was like guiding it down with my will and my everything, and it just came back to me where I flew off from. So I was like, ah, wow, thank you, thank you. So again, if you've just seen drone footage, amazing. And if you haven't, then well, we know it got ruined in the rain. But let's head back into the town of Penicuik, learn some more things and get on my way, because I'm starting to get soggy toes. I love this little spot. Magical little place here. And we really are in the foothills of the Pentlands. As you've seen when I flew the drone up and you look out that way, it just looks so magnificent. And then you look down and it's just streets and houses. And I think you can kind of tell how it's been planned out, based around, of course, the location right next to the rivers, the burns, and of course the Pentlands. Soggy brown, manky water. And there you go, you're transported from this little natural wonderland back into the planned housing schemes in Penicuik. Tell you what, I've left some giant skiddies on that path, and I think I've about torn my groin doing it as well. Wow, that was a dangerous little slippery path there. I'm almost back onto pavement and the safety of the streets of Penicuik. Oh! And again, there's Bra. There's the peg hooses. The peg hooses of Penicuik. Another shot heading up into the hills. The Pentlands have really taken my heart today. I want to be in them. And I will be in the spring. I've made that promise now. It's going to happen. Ginger Man camps in the Pentlands, goes on a wacky wild adventure. This road's been shut off, taking you up into the hills. Why is this road shut off? There's the 37 serving Penicuik. So the Dean Burn. So it's the Burns, it's called the Dean Burn. There we go. I've learnt that from the street sign. There's another woodland up there. There are plenty of nature walks around here. Absolutely poaching of nature walks. I'm assuming that one will take you up into the Pentlands as well. But yeah, there's all these little estates and they've got woodlands all around them, so it's almost the perfect place, Penicuik. I'm trying to find my way back to the town centre here. Penicuik became one of Scotland's earliest and most important paper towns. Proximity to Edinburgh, of course. The Valleyfield paper mill was founded around 1709 on the banks of the River North Esk. The river provided clean water for paper pulp and steady power for mill machinery. Perfect for making paper before electricity. And by the 18th and 19th century, the mills in Penicuik were producing fine writing and printing papers that were exported across not just Scotland but Britain and beyond. There was famous mills, the Valleyfield mill, that's the most original and historic, and the Bank mill, Esk mill and the Low mill. Many workers' houses were built close to these mills, forming early industrial communities. So just like the mining communities are built out of the mines, these paper mill communities born out of the paper mills. So there you go, people of Penicuik, you're born out of paper. The mills introduced early mechanisms with water wheels replaced by steam engines in the 1800s. Penicuik paper was known for quality and durability. The industry declined in the 20th century as global competition and new technology took over. The last major paper mill closed in 2004, earning nearly 300 years of paper making heritage. The river's pure soft water was ideal for bleaching and pulping. The steep valley also allowed for multiple mill sites powered by water wheels in sequence, a rare industrial layout for its time. So yeah, just like Alva and its glen helping shape Alva, the Pentlands have shaped the town that exists today by the clean and pure water that comes off the hills. Incredible story, isn't it? Amazing. I love it. So I guess it's fitting that it's pissing down the rain today then, isn't it? I think I've just done the Penicuik loop. Skiboop. We have a word for this type of day in Scotland because it's so common. It's Dirich. It's a Dirich day. It's the perfect word to describe it. This is amazing. Look at this. RUTS, Rural and Urban Training Scheme, Penicuik Youth Hub. So that looks fun. It looks inviting. The sign looks like there's effort and love going into it. And I love that it's rural and urban training. That's amazing. So that sounds fun. It's kind of like modern scouts, I guess. I guess they go up to the Pentlands and they camp and they do all of that sort of stuff. I'm guessing. Let me know if you do. Again, comments. And you can see on the south side of Penicuik where it becomes agricultural farmland. And Penicuik is definitely flourishing. There's lots of businesses, restaurants, everything happening here. It's a very busy place in what feels like a very rural setting. I think there's so much so far that I've missed, but it's way bigger than I had planned and expected. Well, it turns out I did actually do the perfect loop there and I've made it back to where I parked. I'm walking about in the rain for 2 hours. I'm a soggy ginger man. Oh dear, right. Oh, let's get this bloom. Let's get those blinking jackets off because it's wet. I think this is the forecast for the next week, so get used to it. The next few episodes might be soggy, wet, rainy ones. Oh, have I found the perfect place to finish off. Penicuik House. It's our family home and you're very welcome to walk in our grounds and enjoy this beautiful and historically designed landscape. It's also a working estate and farm with livestock and wildlife roaming throughout. Say no more. Say no more. I will respect the land and the privilege This is beautiful. Look at this working farm. You can just wander along with your dogs. Happy days. There's a wee tower. My mind's telling me no, but my body is saying I'm probably going to slip on the way up here. It looks soggy and it looks slippery, but I'm going for it because I need to go and touch this tower. I need to touch the Penicuik Tower in the Penicuik House Estate Gardens. Okay, I'm making it. I'm absolutely making it. There we go. What a beautiful sight. What a beautifully kept tower. And I feel like I'm at a vantage point looking over Penicuik. Look at the hills behind me. Wow. Spine tingly nice here, like really, really nice. This is Knightslaw Tower. The tower was conceived both as a belvedere, a structure designed to provide a beautiful view, and eye-catcher as well as working dovecot, which conforms well to Sir John Clerk's belief that utility and beauty should be complementary. I like that. The Clerk family name. So they own the estate still to this day, and his motto and belief stands true. Utility and what was the other one? Well, anyway, whatever the other one was, they should stand complementary. And I believe that. It's like nature and us as humans working, we need to stand complementary because we need one another. Symbiotic relationships and all of that. Well, that looks like where the mansion house is. What a location. It's well hidden away here, let me tell you. What a spot. An incredibly beautiful spot. Kind of sad I came here at the end of the day, but this is a whole other episode in itself going around here in the Pentlands. What's also incredible is we're so close to Edinburgh. As I say, 10 miles, and you're in one of Scotland's most vibrant and busy cities. And it's a Saturday, so there's loads happening there today. There'll be football and rugby and people travelling in from all different countries. But here, look at the silence of the hills, the peace, the serenity, and the colour of autumn. Seeing as I'm on this Clerk estate, I'll finish off with a little bit of reading about him. In the 1770s, Sir James Clerk of Penicuik House laid out a planned town on his estate. So this is the estate, Penicuik's the planned town right next to it. It was part of the Scottish Enlightenment ideal, combining order, industry and beauty. So just like what it said up there, the idea of utility and beauty coming together to coordinate themselves expertly. And I'm just saying word salad here, but you know what I mean. The planned feature of a grid layout, straight streets and uniform Georgian style houses, especially along the High Street and the square. The goal was to house and civilise the growing industry workforce from the paper mills and the state. Sir James wanted Penicuik to be both productive and picturesque, clean, moral and well organised compared to older cramped towns. Many original 18th and 19th century stone cottages still stand, and the streets are named after local families and trades. I've seen all of that. And there was a strong social hierarchy in housing. Managers near the centre, workers near the mills. So if you're a manager, you probably get one of the fancy houses up by the hills. Cool. The Penicuik estate acted almost like a company town. The clerks on most land, mills and housing. That's interesting. I'd never known any of this before today. The design also reflected Enlightenment ideals of education and order. Again, this idea of kind of the symbiotic relationship, giving back. Schools, churches and institutions followed soon after. By the Victorian era, Penicuik was seen as a model industrial town, much like New Lanark, though smaller and less famous. Today's legacy, you can still walk the Penicuik paper trail. Well, I've walked the Penicuik Ginger Man trail today. That's a heritage path linking old mill sites and the town centre. I missed that. The old Penicuik house, ruined in a fire in 1899, later stabilised. Stands as a reminder of the cleric's influence. Interpretive boards and remnants of the Valleyfield Mill still show where the paper industry began. So, as you can see, there is so much to this place, so much. It's fascinating, and it's somewhere that I will be coming back, because firstly I want to do the paper trail. I need to go further into the Pentlands. There's so many levels to Penicuik. It's blowing my little mind today. Pow pow. That's me. I'm on my way back to the van. I'm done. My feet are soggy, and all I can think about is getting home and having a warm bath and a cup of tea. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll give you my final thoughts on Penicuik. Well, when I came here, I really, as I said, I thought it was just a tiny wee village like Curry or Balerno, but those places are obviously unique in their own way. Yeah, the weather, blustery, minging, rainy, but I don't know, I felt kind of rejuvenated and excited by the things I've learned today from this area, and yeah, it helps me in my understanding of other places. It's like a jigsaw, and for me Penicuik was a big plastering piece of jigsaw that I've just uncovered, unlocked and put together. So thanks for that, Penicuik. I'll definitely be back. I'll see you in the spring. Thanks for having me. Peace!
Ginger man with a can, like to hear you say today.